Hi, my name is Lisa Greger, owner of Body Blessings Yoga. Welcome to Therapeutic Thursday. If you don't know who I am, I have over 1,000 hours instructor training and yoga therapy training, as well as a degree in health and wellness and 2 years of occupational therapy. So today we're going to be talking about how yoga can help cranky lower back. So first, we'll be going over some causes of what causes pain in the lower back, which is originally what brought me to yoga in 2006, so 20 years ago. So one of the first reasons is I pulled a muscle in my back, and it was so bad that I had to have help getting dressed. I missed 2 days of work, and when I recovered enough to go to work, our company paid for a hospital gym membership in which they taught yoga. And so I went to those yoga classes, and basically yoga helped heal my back, which is why I'm so adamant about yoga and why I like to share it with others. I'm 64 years old, almost 65, and we moved a couple of years ago, and so we're talking lifting heavy boxes day after day, and I did not even have a sore back. So I have a wonderful back now, and I'm so thankful to yoga for that. So another reason for pain in the lower back could be a herniated disc or a bulging disc. And basically what happens is the synovial fluid that surrounds the vertebral discs gets uneven and starts bulging, and you want to equalize that synovial fluid on all sides of the discs. So another common cause of lower back pain is simply an imbalance of weak abdominal muscles. So you need good, strong core, front and back. And finally, tight hamstrings or tight psoas muscles. So the hamstrings, you probably know, are the long muscles of the back of the legs, and the psoas attaches both sides of the hip bones and then comes up and around the back. So you probably have seen this before, especially on men, older men, where they walk, they take short strides, or they might walk cowboy style with their toes pointed out. So what we're going to do is explore some exercises to move our bodies in all different directions and help with lower back pain. So as we go through these, you want to, have the permission from your doctor to try these exercises, first of all. And then you want to go slow, listen to your body, and begin with small movements at first. And if you feel any pain, you need to stop or back off. Yoga is not about no pain, no gain. So the first exercise we're going to do is just a seated cat-cow. And I'll go ahead and set sideways so you can see my back better. So we're going to inhale and bring the shoulders back and looking slightly up, opening up the heart, slight arch in the back, coming into cow pose. And you want to inhale into cow and then exhale round the back into cat. Let the head come forward and the shoulders come forward. So if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, you want to only go 50% of your range of motion on back extension and flexion. So let's inhale, back into cow, arching the back, looking slightly up, opening the heart, and then exhale, rounding the back into cat, letting the head come forward. And inhale back into cow. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. So if you have a back that's really hurting right now, feel free to do your movements just as small as you need to. Sometimes small movements are the best when you have a cranky lower back. So that's forward and back flexion, or say back extension, forward flexion. And then we're going to take the hands up and then exhale, leaning to your right. And again, you can lean just a little ways, or you can come down to the elbow, whatever feels the best. It's best to start small first. And then inhale up and exhale to the left. And inhale up, exhale right. Inhale up and exhale left. And one more time, inhaling up, exhale right, and inhale up, exhale left. And then inhale up, exhale, hands, heart center. Let's just take a moment, feeling the heartbeat against your thumbs, taking a few breaths. And then we're going to inhale up, and this time we're going to twist to the right. And again, small twists at first, and larger twists, bigger twists as it feels good. So listen to your body. And then inhale up and exhale left. And inhale up, exhale right. So really, before you twist, you want to make sure the back is nice and straight. And inhale up and exhale left. And then inhale up, exhale, hands, heart center. Good. Okay, so the next movement we're going to do is something, it's called seated spinal circles. And I tell everyone that they need to do this every single day because it's so good for the back. So generally, we just inhale forward. And again, small movements at first. And exhale, rounding the back. And inhale forward. And exhale, circling back. And as you get more comfortable with it, maybe coming into bigger circles. And as you probably noticed, we move in yoga, we move with the breath. And a lot of people say, how do I know when to inhale and when to exhale? So generally, like when you inhale forward, you're expanding the chest. So that's an inhale. And then exhale when you're rounding the shoulders or rounding the back. And then pause, switch the feet out in reverse direction. We always reverse the direction in yoga. And again, start small little baby circles. And this might be, if your back is really hurting, this might be all you do is just these little baby circles. But even that gives a little mobility and helps loosen up your back and sends that synovial fluid to bathe all sides of the vertebral discs. And then as it feels better, You can come into bigger circles, listening to your body. Inhaling forward and exhale, rounding the back. And then coming back to seated. And now we're going to get up and find our way back into child's pose. So child's pose is a wonderful pose to help stretch the lower back, especially if you've been standing all day. So you want to take the knees to the side edges of the mat and place the toes together. And then walk the hands out, resting the forehead on the mat. And it's just a nice stretch on that lower back. So don't worry if your child's pose looks different than mine. You might not have as much hip mobility. So it's okay if your hips, are up in the air like so. And as you get more flexible, you can come back nice and slow. So using the breath, really breathing deep into that lower back stretch. So on the inhale, it should expand the back. And on the exhale, maybe sink down a little deeper into the pose. And then slowly make your way back up. And we'll come up to our hands and knees. So this is another way you can do cat and cow pose. If you like to come to your hands and knees and slightly arch in the back, especially if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, you only want to go 50%. And you want to spread those fingers nice and wide, starfish hands, and open up the heart, looking forward, tucking the toes under. So this is cow pose. We're going to inhale into cow pose and then untuck the toes, let the head come down and round the back into cat. And then inhale back into cow and then exhale cat. So at first, you only want to start just nice, gentle, small movements. And then as you get more comfortable with it, you can move into some bigger movements. Inhale into cow, arching the back, back extension, and exhale, rounding the back and forward flexion. So anything that we do on the mat, we can also do in a chair. And we'll do the same exercises, only in the chair, beginning with inhaling our arms up. And then exhale, we're going to go side to side. So let's grab a hold of the side of the chair and just lean over to the right. And then inhale up and exhale to the left. And inhale up, exhale right, and inhale up and exhale left. And then inhale up, exhale, hands, heart center. So next, let's go ahead and do our twists, taking a few breaths. Lengthening the spine. You always want to lengthen the spine before you twist. So inhale up Exhale, slight twist to the right. We start with small movements first. And inhale up. Exhale, slight twist to the left. And then if that feels okay, inhale up. Exhale, maybe twist a little more to the right. And then inhale up, lengthen that spine. And then exhale, twist maybe a little more to the left. And then one more time on each side. Inhale up. Exhale, maybe twisting a little deeper. And then inhale up. Exhale to the left. And then inhale up. And exhale, hands, heart center. And then coming into our cat-cows, and I'll turn sideways so you can see, have a better view. So we're going to inhale, so slow, tiny movements at first. And in reminder, if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, you only want to do 50% of your range of motion in forward flexion and back extension. So small movements at first. Inhale, just opening up the chest, the heart, so looking slightly up. And then exhale, rounding the shoulders and bringing the head forward and the shoulders forward. And then inhale, maybe if that feels okay, going a little farther, slight arch in the back. And then exhale, round the shoulders in the back. And then inhale, back up in circles. So small movements at first, inhaling forward and exhale, rounding the back. Just nice small circles. And then as that feels good, maybe coming into bigger circles, moving with the breath, inhaling forward and exhale, rounding the back. And then we're going to inhale forward and reverse direction. And the more that we move that synovial fluid around, it's going to bathe the discs and keep everything moving and flowing. So let's go ahead and we're going to do the last pose. It's legs up the wall. But first I'll show you what it looks like. This is going to be our imaginary chair. And, well, it is a chair. It's going to be our imaginary couch. So pretend like this is a couch. And we're going to bring our hips up against the couch, like your right hip. And then come down on the left elbow. And then just swing the legs up. And maybe use the legs to position the hips. And bring the arms down by the sides. And just relaxing. This is a great pose to help not only with the low back, but also it's good for the heart because it's an inversion and it helps the blood flow to come back to the heart. It gives your heart a little break. Now, the only thing, if you have a headache, you won't want to do this pose because it'll increase the blood flow and, might make your headache worse. So avoid if you have a headache. Otherwise, it's a nice, relaxing pose. Here's the full version of legs up the wall pose. So take your hip against the wall, come down on the opposite elbow, and then you can swing your legs up against the wall. And I usually use my legs to lift the hips and maybe walk the hips closer to the wall, depending on your hamstring flexibility. So if you have tight hamstrings, you might not want to be so close to the wall. you might want to come away from the wall and bend your knees a little bit. But if you can get up against the wall, it's a really nice stretch and feels good on the lower back. So the arms are down by the sides. You want to wiggle the toes, get comfortable, and close your eyes. And take a few deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And one more time. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, and sigh it out. So if your toes, after you lay here a while with your legs up the wall, sometimes your toes kind of get tingly, and you can always move your legs, like maybe placing the feet together, soles of the feet together, and placing the hands on the inside of the knees is another variation. And another variation I like is just straddle legs up the wall. So you can put some blocks underneath or pillows or something to help prop up the legs if this is not comfortable, because it might be too much stretch on the inner hamstrings. So I hope these help, and please leave a comment if these have helped you. Give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me through my website messaging. I hope you have a good day. Namaste. Blessings.